Hey, hello everyone. In today's session, we'll see how to install Apache Webserver in Ubuntu using the Terraform. So we'll write a Terraform script to create the following AWS resources: EC2 instance, a security group to allow the ports to access the web server and also to SSH into the instance. Then install script for the apache2. So we will need a script so that the apache2 installation can be done automatically. Alright, then I'll show you how the web page is getting loaded in the apache2 web server. Then I'll give you a theory on like how this can be a part of your DevOps CI/CD automation project. Alright, so this is just a part of the CI/CD project. Like I'll tell you how you can implement via the Jenkins. Alright, then terminating the instances and the web servers. Alright, let's get into the session. I am already into a folder I created for the demo purpose, my practical. So I'm going to create all my files inside this directory. So first I'm going to name the main file. So I'll name it as webserver underscore instance.tf. This is my main.tf file. Okay, and the variables file I'll name like this: variables underscore webserver.tf, and I will also have an output file so that I get the public IP address of the web server. So I need not to log into the AWS console to look into the IP address. Then I can go to the browser and load it. I'll straight away get the IP address from the Outputs.tf and put it in the web browser. Alright, so as I told you, webserver underscore instance.tf will be my main file, and this is going to be my variables file, and this is going to my outputs file. Alright, so now I am into my main file. Okay, so as you know, the very first part will be the provider. Okay, so I'm just going to put the region. I'm going to call it via the variable. Okay, region underscore web server. So I'll give the value for this in the variables file. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a security group. Alright, so resource AWS underscore security group. Right, I'm going to name it as webserver underscore sg. Alright, so I'll give it a name. I believe you know the difference between this name and this name here. So this name is used to refer this particular resource code block within this code, and this name is the one which comes up at our AWS console. So that is the difference. And description, it's just an optional one. So I'll just give a security group for web server instance. Okay, so this is done. The next step would be would be to create the rules, right? So I'll do ingress, okay, and it's going to be from underscore port. So it will be 80. So next one would be protocol, okay, so I give it as TCP, alright, 2 underscore port, so it will be again 80. So which means like all the connections, incoming connections from port 80 to port 80, alright, and we'll give the CIDR blocks. CIDR underscore blocks will be so since it is port 80, I'm going to allow all the IP addresses to access my web server, alright. So similarly, I'm going to create another ingress rule for the port 22, which is for SSH connection, alright. I'm just changing the port number 22, and this I want to give my IP address instead of allowing everyone. So in your case, what you can do, you can go to your browser, get your public IP and input it here along with the subnet mask of 32 that is required. Or if you don't know how to find it out, you can go into the AWS console itself. So I am into the AWS console, so you can go to any one of your security groups, okay. If you see the you can see the inbound rules, outbound rules, everything. So just click this edit inbound rules, and in this place you can just choose my IP, alright. You'll get this part, or either you can also Google to ask like what is my IP address. You can also get it, add the subnet mask along with it. So this is what I'm going to input in my code, okay. I put this in my code. This is for only for port 22 for the SSH connection. So the other thing I'm going to create now is egress rule, that is outgoing, right. So egress, so this is for outbound rules. This I'm going to give for all ports and the all outbound range, okay. So so that's it. So the security group is done. So next we'll move to create a EC2 instance, okay. So for that I'll do resource AWS underscore instance, alright. I'll give it a name to call within this for blocks, server underscore instance, alright. Then it will be instance underscore type. So I'll pass it as a variable so that I'll put the values in the Variables.tf file, okay. So let me what I have given. So I'm using the name so that it can be consistent. So here I have used region underscore web server. So here also I use like type underscore web server. When it's up to you, I mean like how you want code to be consistent, right? So the other important thing for the instance will be AMI ID. Alright, so I will also pass that as a variable. So variable dot AMI underscore web server. Alright, so one more thing will be key name. So key underscore name. Key underscore name will be. I already have a key with me, so it is going to be Jags tech video demo. So if you do not have a key, you can create it in the AWS console and get the name here and put it over here. To create a key within the AWS resources, you will have another. You will need to create another resource block. Okay, so for now I'm not doing it. So I'm using the existing key, and let me give some tags to this instance. Alright, so I'll just give a name. Okay, so let it be a web server underscore instance. Alright, so this name and this name need not to be same. I've just given as per my comfort. So if you do not want to use in such a way, you can obviously change it. So we have given all the basic information which is all required for an instance. Obviously we will fill up the variables in the. So one more thing which I forgot is security groups. I'm going to assign the security group which we created in the previous code block to this EC2 instance. Okay, alright, security groups equals to so open with the square brackets. Alright, double quotes, dollar and the flower bracket. So we'll just need the name from the above code block, right? So first will be AWS underscore security underscore okay dot. So if you see, I have already installed the plugins. Okay, that is why it is already giving me what it is going to be. Okay, so this helps, the plugins helps in these ways. So you would have seen whenever types of commands, it pops out to show something, so it will be helpful. So we can also install the plugins for the Terraform actually. So this is what it says. So when we are referring a AWS security group, so what is the name we have given here? That is the name we have to use, not this name. In our case both the names are same, that is fine. If this name and this name is different, can be different. So generally we will use only this name which comes along with the resource, the first line of the resource block. Okay, you should never forget this, because in most of the cases this name and this name will be different, and if you give this this name, it's not going to work out. Alright, so I'm copying this, paste it here. So what I want a name. Alright, so it's, if you see, it's already popping out. So that's it, I'm done with this. Okay, now I already have the user data with me, so I'm going to paste it over here. This is for the installation of the apache2. Alright, so we give it as a user data. So the user data needs to be passed out in this format. Alright, this is constant, this is constant. So this is the script I have written. Okay, this is a basic script. You can even Google it, get it. Okay, the first line is like I'm just updating the I'm going to use the Ubuntu OS here. So as soon as the machine is launched, I'm going to update it. Alright, with all the package repositories, all those things. So the next step will be for me to install the apache2. Okay, and this -y is given. So like when we install for apache2 manually, right, so it is going to ask you for confirmation yes or no. So in that place we'll give yes. So for that, to bypass it, so since it's going to be automated, I have given it as -y yes. All right. So once that is installed, it will check the status of the apache2, and then it will also start this apache2. All right. Now this line will change the owner, so that we do not so we have the permissions for this /html directory. Okay, so the next thing is like I'm just putting by default inside this html there will be index.html, which is going to display you the default page, but I do not want it. So so for that purpose I've just written a simple html code. I mean, it's very simple. This is the message. All right, and I use the curl function. I hope you know what is metadata. Metadata contains some basic information about our instance which is launched. So if you want to check what is metadata, you can use this and try. Okay. So in this, like what I've done, I've called the instance ID using the curl. All right, so it will direct the output to the index.html file, so that like when you load your web page, it is going to display you the instance ID saying that like hello from web server at instance ID, and followed by the instance ID. Okay, now we have done this. The next thing is like we have to declare the values for all the variables. I'm going to the variables file. So if you now I'm into the variables file. So I'm going to declare the default values for all these variables which are called in the main program. Okay, so if you see, this is one of my variable region underscore web server, so I'll give it here. All right, I have declared that as a variable. So the next step is to give a default value. So default equal to, so I'm going to have US is taken 1. Let me copy this, copy this even, and I'm going to replace with the exact variable which I require. So here's 1. I'm going to use the freetile instance t2.micro. Alright, I'll just check if any other variables. Okay, I use the AMI so I'll copy this. So the default value, again you have to go into the console. So whichever AMA you're going to use, you have to pick the AMA ID from it and paste it here. For instance, if you see, so I'm into my AWS console, launch instance. All right, so I'm in the North Virginia region. So I mean, like the region is it's for US East one, right? So we have to pick up a AMA ID from this particular region, and the AMA ID actually differs from for each region. So if you are going to use a different region and find a different AMA ID, it will not going to work out. It will show you some error, and it will be difficult. I mean, it will be difficult if you do not know like why you are using this way. I mean, if you are not able to find like why this error comes. So if you see, I'm going to use only this Ubuntu server. All right, so and like I'm going to use this 64-bit x86. So I'm copying this same ID. All right, so I'll put the same ID in my variable file. So all right, I think this is the variables we have used. Okay, if you see 1 2 and 3, so only 3 variables we have used. Alright, so I have declared the values for all. I have declared all the variables, and I also declared the values for each one. Okay, next will be the output sections. So in this section I'll just want my public IP to be displayed here. When I run the code, when it is successful, it is going to give you the public IP. The reason I'm giving it here is like whatever things you are getting it in the outputs, like you can refer it in some other modules. Okay, so that is the one advantage for the outputs. Apart from it, like every time you cannot go and look the values into the AWS console, right? So once you run the code, you will get the IP here, and like you can put it in your browser. In our case, since we are using the web server, and we'll obviously need the public IP address to load the web page how it is getting loaded. So we can get the public IP address from here itself instead of going into the AWS console, and that is the purpose I have been like giving it here. So all right, so let can we count the so we can code the output now. So in this file, so it will be output. Okay, so what I'm going to get here is public IP. All right, so let me give the value. Double quotes, dollar, open brackets, is going to be AWS underscore instance. I'm getting it like so from here. All right, so dot, it will be this name. This is for outputs. Okay, so we code for output in this way. So we just need a dot over here and then dot. So again, so what we need, so these are the options which we can by default get from the from an AWS instance as a output. So I just need the public IP. I'm going to select it from here itself directly. So that's it. This part is done. So this is done. So now, so everything is done. We may need to run the Terraform code, right? So let me go to the main file. I hope there is no syntax errors. If it is there, we will correct it. I'll see how to correct it as well. So I think okay. Let me go to the terminal. All right. So the very first command will be I have to initialize the Terraform. So you have to make sure that you are already into the same folder where all your TF files are present. Okay. So I'll just give Terraform init. So it says oh okay, so I misspelled default here. That is what it is showing here. So I'll go to the variables file. Alright, I'm saving it again. I'm going to the main file, issuing the Terraform init command again. Okay, now it has been successfully initialized after correcting the errors which has been shown earlier. Now I'm hitting Terraform plan. Okay, it is showing errors. It says reference to undeclared resource. It is not able to refer the resource block where we have declared the instance. Let me go to the main file. We'll find out what is the issue. Okay, I think there is some mismatch in the number of braces given, because why I feel like that is like it is not even able to find the resource block of the web server instance. That is what it says in the error. your braces. So okay, so I see two braces in the ingress. Open and close provider is fine. Then again ingress port 22 is fine. Egress is fine. Okay, now I see like I opened the braces for the resource block which I have not closed it here, so that is why it is not even able to find the next block, since it is considering both the resource blocks as the same. So I also found one more thing, there is an open brace also missing here, so I also put up here, so that is done. So I'll check the braces once again. So if everything is closed and opened, I think we should be good. Alright, okay, I think this is an additional braces at the line number 49. So what we'll try to do, yeah, I will try to remove it. Now we will try running the Terraform plan once again. Alright, so I just want to make sure everything is fine. Alright, so I'll run the Terraform plan now. Terraform plan. So okay, another error, it says at line number 49, but we do not have a line number 49 as I remove the braces. Maybe I'm thinking of like okay, maybe there's an indentation problem. I'll check. So I'm correcting the indentation in the braces, line number 48. So running the Terraform plan again. Okay, I think it should run good now. Okay, we got the plan. So it says 2 to add, 0 to change, and 0 to destroy. What are the two things it's going to get added? So we add two resource blocks in our code. One is security group, which is going to get created. The other one is for the instance, so that is also going to get created. So that is why it says two resources are going to get created. Okay, so this is, if you see, this is the okay. Now I'll run Terraform apply now. Okay, so it is going to pop out asking us for a confirmation to apply the changes. Alright, so it is, if you want you can check it again. So what is it is getting created, so value will be yes. Okay, so it is going to create the resources. So it is creating the security group at first, right? It says creating security group, created the security group. Now it is creating the instance. So instance should take at least 30-40 seconds of time. Okay, so this is the security group ID, alright, for our security group. So 20 seconds elapsed so far. Okay, so the resource got instance also got created. So if you see, 2 has been added, 0 has been changed, and 0 has been destroyed. So if you see in the outputs, we get the public IP directly. Now I'm going to put it in the browser. Alright, so okay, so generally it will take a few minutes to get loaded. So you will have to wait for at least a minute or two before this page getting loaded. So now I'll go back to the Terraform and I'm going to destroy the resource. Okay, so Terraform destroy. In this, now I'm going to give my -auto -approve. In this way, it is not going to ask for a double confirmation on your destroy command. The same way you can also give it at the approve command as well. So you could have bypassed that, yes, which I gave earlier. Okay, so it is deleting the security group and the instance. So the security group is, this is are getting destroyed, so it is destroyed now. If you see destroy complete, resources to destroyed. So now I'll go to the web page again, try to load it back, so it will not get loaded as you see in the screen. So that's it for today's session. Please do leave your questions, doubts in the comment section, and also if you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you.